Through the eyes of a dog we see the other side of a modern refugee, coming to terms with losing what you once had and having to adapt to fit into the same society you're living in. As the dog is taken from its Romany owner and adopted by a little boy, it is thrown into a world that does its best to make the dog forget about where it once came from. We see a bustling Tirana at night, the busy Lana, cars, groups of young people, talking, laughing. But we were seeing this from a dog's perspective, shot from below. So we were seeing legs, feet, can always see the faces of people talking, but we hear. Then we're on a tram, music, someone playing a guitar. The haunting music follows us as we run along the river, still seeing everything from the dog's perspective. Perhaps we catch sight of the dog in a shop window as it stops to ponder its fate. Then it runs on, still along the river until we end by the old, impressive bridge of Lana, perhaps to the tune of Rakid Tahoe's Josephine. The sound of a guitar playing, a Romany man playing. We never see his face, and the dog runs up to him and sits next to him, exhausted, and he pats its head for a moment, then carries on playing. He's a talented singer, but it's wasted on this audience. A few drop a penny in his hat, but most people just walk on, legs and more legs as the dog stares at the people who pass. People, different languages, a cacophony of sounds and conversations. The man picks up his guitar and begins to walk, turns once to see if the dog's with him. The dog and the man walk to the man's makeshift flat nearby, a flat he shares with a few other people. It's small and far from luxurious, mattresses on the floor, but in an attempt to make it look like a home with the means there are. One other man is there when they enter. They discuss the day's earnings off-screen while the dog listens in, watching. This is all from the dog's perspective. The man empties his guitar case. It's a meager wage the day has produced. Someone else returns, cooking in the kitchen, while the men sit down to watch TV. The men talk about the life they once had, nostalgic, while the dog listens on. Soon the other men leave. Forget about all this. We're here now. That's the way it is. Let's go to the bodega for some drinks, and the Romany man is left alone in the living room. He gets up to put a VHS tape in the old recorder, looking at the images of his past, singing at someone's wedding, a festive event, big applause, surrounded by people who obviously know him, love him, images of another country, another life. We see further flashes of the man's past as he flees from a country in war, or perhaps just intimidation in his daily life. Constant questioning by the authorities and finally the decision to leave, saying goodbye to family and friends. A dangerous drive across mountains and dirt roads with only the little dog as a companion. Flash end, as the man picks up his guitar and the dog rolls over to sleep. The next day the Romany man is playing on the bridge again. Again, the sea of people milling past. The dog looks up at every single face, and then suddenly a boy puts a leash on the dog and walks away with it, dragging it away, unnoticed by his owner. The boy takes the dog home and, determined to keep it, transforms it so it no longer looks like a stray dog, making it fit in his household, aided by his mother, who doesn't know the dog is stolen. This is a different part of Tirana, far from the Lana Bridge, an upmarket part of Tirana, trendy, wealthy if a little bohemian. The boy is kind to the dog, plays with it, though after a few days he tires of, spoiled. He is ready to move on to the next toy his mother can get him. Walking the streets, the dog is on a leash, now being walked by the boy's father. The dog looks up at every face passing by, searching for its old owner. As they pass a wall, the dog stops abruptly, and the man walking it stops too, thinking the dog wants to sniff, take a pee, etc., but the dog is looking up, transfixed by the poster on the wall, showing a faded image of the Romany man singing. The dog stares at it for a long time before they walk on. We hear one of the songs, the Romany man song on the bridge, a song that changes from one language to another, a song sung in so many different languages, as the man and the dog disappear down a street in Old Market.